I'm Brian Tracy, and welcome to the Brian Tracy Show. We had the great honor today to be with Mike Driggers, who's one of the top sales trainer, MLM teachers, business experts, advertising professionals. He's been in every type of business that you can imagine and been successful at every one of them. And he's going to tell us a little bit about what he does and how he does it. Mike, welcome and congratulations.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
Thank you for being here. We've been going back and forth for years, worked with the same companies and the same people, and sold the same products and spoken to the same audiences.
Yep, and you've been a major mentor of mine for many years. I think I've worn out the psychology of selling tapes. I've gone through so many of those so many times over and over and over. So it's a great honor to be here.
That's wonderful. Well, now tell us, our viewers, a little bit more about you and what you do that would be of interest to them in their lives.
So I'm an in-demand international speaker, right? Top-selling author, and you know, I was voted Entrepreneur of the Year by President Bush in 2004 for my advertising agency. And today, what I do is I really focus on as an authority marketing agent. I help businesses position themselves, or individuals or products, as an instant authority within their niche. And outside of that, I'm just a all-around fun guy, Christian, strong family, 3 kids, got a fiance, and just a good old guy.
Well, that's wonderful. And helping people position themselves so that people think about them when they think about their product or service, really that's the key to the future.
Absolutely.
And if you can do that. Now tell us a little bit about your values, your vision, your purpose. Why did you decide to do this and so many other things that you have done or that you could do?
Well, you know, when I owned my agency, one of the hardest things is trying to position myself as that unique agency, right? So I lived the experience, right? There's 3 things that make an authority. 1, you live it and experience it. 2, you research it and teach it. And then 3, you stand on the shoulders of giants and you bring all the experts to your audience, right? So I did all 3, trying to figure out how to position myself. So my passion now is to turn around and help companies, individuals, entrepreneurs to do the same thing, because there's this huge clutter in this sea of business now, both online and offline, especially because of the internet and brought it all together. And so it's really hard for companies to uniquely position themselves to where they stand out. And that's where I come in, is I help them, instead of being this little blue raft that's floating in the middle of the sea, we become this naval fleet, the U.S. naval fleet in the ocean, right? We're dominant, so we're always at top of the mind. We're always thinking, and I formulated 7 principles that help me get to that position.
Well, that's a perfect point for us to shift. There are other people in your field, and this whole idea of uniqueness or positioning, I teach it myself because it's so important. Absolutely. And what it does is it saves people years in getting to the same level of sales and profitability. So I was going to ask you, what is it that you do that is unique and different? But you've got these 7 principles. Why don't you just give them out to us one at a time?
Yeah, so there are a lot of the similar ways, but it's in those principles that where we break them down. So you've got the authorship, which is a thing that you do, right? That's very important. Yes. But it's how you strategically publish a book, right? You don't just publish a book to be a top seller, right? I publish a book for a specific reason, a niche, and how to build the database, how to capture the audience, which is one of the principles. So publishing. The next one is speaking. Right? That's important. That's a common thing, getting out there, whether it's your stage or somebody else's. Right. The next is the media, right? How you aggressively use the media to your advantage. And then there's the internet, how you uniquely position yourself on the internet. Right. A lot of people, you know, they create these brochureware type sites, but they don't individually segment their market and design sites and things of that nature, where something like you, I've seen you do many a times, right? And I've learned from your experience. But the other thing is celebrity attachment. That's really critical. And it could be somebody in their industry, right? It could be an association they create. It could be all kinds of different ways, or some being in a situation like here today where I'm interviewing with you. Then the last is, bam, be always marketing. Right? That's one of the things that I'm always teaching, is consistently you get them in, you capture them into your database, and then you take them from there, and you always continuing to the next level with your client.
Always be marketing.
Right. Always marketing.
I love that one-liner. Whatever business you're in the marketing business.
Exactly. Don't matter, right?
Sell, you're in the marketing business.
Exactly.
So that's really important to help people get this level of credibility at an early stage, and then maintain that throughout their career. And I always teach the thing, whatever doesn't help hurts. And so everything counts. Everything counts. And the more you combine these 7 principles, the higher profile a person has, and the easier it is for people to buy from them.
And well, you buy based on trust, like, and knowledge, right? And so the thing is a lot of these companies or individuals and entrepreneurs, they don't know the resources. They don't know how they can, very inexpensively do some of these things to position themselves. And so it's just being able to clear that clutter and create that clear vision of what the end result's going to be in the next 5 years.
So you've developed a recipe that companies can use. So instead of spending years wandering in the wilderness, they can just put this recipe to work immediately to create a great dish, as we say.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, now, give us some examples, or one example, or a couple of examples of people who've used your system and gone basically from the bottom to the top.
Sure. So I actually have several coaching clients, and one of them is an organization called Find Law, and they are a large legal portal, and they were looking for a very unique way to position themselves. So what I did is we sat down with them, we identified their avatar, we went through the SWOT analysis, we looked at their USP and UVP, right? We went through all that, and when we were done, we created a viral game that was a mix between Judge Judy and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and you had to go through the website to find things, and their subscription base increased by 700% because of this viral game. And it was just some very simple things that we did. Then another example, just recently, a celebrity orthodontist out in the Bay Area, where I'm from, San Francisco Bay Area, they needed help because the market's starting to come in where dentists are doing orthodontists and Invisalign. So how do you position yourself? Well, I did some very simple twists. We followed the same foundation, little tweaks, and this year they've seen the same amount of clients, but because of the things that I did, they increased their revenue by 300%.
Wow.
So, and it's
That's
just
great.
following the simple formula that I use.
Well, how can people reach you if they want to get more information about what you do?
They could go to www.instantauthoritynow.com. I've got 3 videos that's worth $997 in value that they could go and get for free and learn about how to be an instant authority within their niche.
Wow, that's great. I mean, you'd be a fool not to go and get those videos.
Absolutely.
I mean, it could probably save you years of hard work.
Oh yes, I mean the years and time and energy. As you've taught and I've learned, that coaching speeds up the process. So having a coach, and this is a way to help speed up that process.
So what's one success principle would you want to leave everybody with that'll help them in the years ahead?
Well, it's a great question, Brian. And the 3 that I would say there's 3 principles under one. And the first one is the mindset, as you've taught, right? And it's changing the BS, right? Change your belief system. And so reprogramming that's important. The next thing is continue to develop the skill sets. Continue to find the right coaches that are going to position you in the right way to grow quickly, inexpensively, and dynamically. And then the third is, and it's probably the most critical part of this, is take action. Right? Don't sit there and wait for it to come, because it never will. And don't be afraid if you don't know how, because the one thing I've learned is that when you do, the how will be figured out.
Thank you so much. That
Thank
was
you.
really great. It's so helpful.